kulikayo mukuwumula kwa foko okyali ku Salamu TV olutimbe olw'emirembe teweerabira ku downloadinga Afro Mobile. Tulina issues these days, TV zigira ne zivaavaako. Kati bw'obanga tosobola kufuna Salamu TV, you can try Afro Mobile or downloading Afro Mobile munaye tugoberere bulungi. Mutusonyiwe technical team yaffe egenda etereeza signals zaffe nga bwe ziina okubeera. Wetuwumulidde Dr. abadde atunyumiza his personal experience byayiseemu. Naye njagala tubuuliremuko nga community abantu bano ebayise etya oba mmwe abali abatulaba. Omuntu bw'aviibwako ekitundu kye eky'omubiri mumuyisa mutya ate wa walina okufuna obuyambi?
The community and their perception to disabilities.
Yes.
I have seen very, very different stories. Abantu abamu balina ebintu bye boogera mbu oyo wa bisiraani.
Kubanga toyina mukono, toyina kugulu.
Oyo aliko ekikolimu. Oyo bamuloga. They will say very many different things. And now, to be honest, is that when you lose your leg, you also lose very many friends. Because the perception is goli wa bizibu. Bw'okuba akasimu oyina ebizibu onoonya sente. Bangi
betulabye nga balina amagulu abiri, nga balina emikono ebiri, nga balina amaaso abiri, nga balaba bulungi, naye nga babizibu.
Exactly. That's what I don't understand with people perceiving this whole thing in such a way, because I mean, I had only finished senior 4 nga nyingira amaje. But now I have a diploma, I have a degree, I'm finishing my other degree, and not just simple degrees.
And you're living a normal life.
And I'm living a normal life.
Let me ask you a funny one. Are you married?
Yes.
You have kids?
I have 2 beautiful children and a beautiful wife.
So you are living a normal life?
I'm living a normal life.
Don't you think
like
we have
everyone.
Senior bachelors and the abakyala babayita speedsters abalina amagulu abiri n'emikono ebiri?
Yeah, of course. So it's a matter of perception and understanding and getting informed, because it is, for the lack of a better word, it's kind of stupid for anyone to wake up and look at me because I don't have a leg and try to isolate me, sideline me because I don't have a leg. And this goes like to even the employers out there. Employers, service providers. We had a very big challenge during COVID. Nga abantu bafe okuguru kumenyese talina gy'alaga. And the people don't understand it, that this person needs it. Because sometimes bw'ovaako okuguru, like, there are some other health issues that come with that, because your mobility has reduced somehow. If you are no longer as strong as you used to be, or you're not a very active person, then you end up with other complications. So it's not just about us, it's not just about, like, if you create stigma around the person with disability, it is, I can't understand it. Like, I go to the communities and someone tells me, I had very many friends, but I lost my leg. Now everyone, some even go to an extent of, let me call this person. This was my very good friend. And then they call and the person makes the phone busy. But then we have seen that is usually sometimes the human nature. But it's not right. It's important that we understand that if I lose my leg or my arm or my eye, I still have a good head on my shoulders, and I can still contribute as much as I can to my community. It's a matter of empowering me, a matter of making my community possible for me to achieve the goals I need to achieve. Because, I mean, have you ever imagined abantu Bachigara.
Abatawulira.
Have you ever imagined if we all knew how to sign?
Yeah.
If we all knew how to use the sign language, do you think we would look at them as deaf people? We say Bachigara, tebogera, tebawulira because we don't understand their language. So in short, fa babafuula ki? Fa babafuula abalemu. If you have a building and you have your offices there, and you constructed this beautiful building and you did not put a ramp there and you don't have a lift, but I'm a PhD holder and I'm on a wheelchair, you're going to be forced not to give me the job because I cannot access the offices I'm supposed to work in. And that right there is what makes people living with disabilities disabled, but otherwise they are not. So it is up to us and our communities to ensure that we create communities that are empowering to these people and understand that this could happen to anyone.
Yes.
Any time.
Anybody can be a victim.
Anybody.
Or anybody can have such a situation in life.
Exactly. So stigma is a no-no, but as you said, it starts with us. Me putting on shorts like this, it is one way of making a statement, of saying, look at me, I'm proud, I'm doing what I want with my life, and I don't care. At first, even when I started putting on shorts, these scars here, you see, I wasn't comfortable with them. At first, I used to cover them.
Okay.
But then I reached a point and I was like, yeah, so I used to put on.
Is it okay if my producer gets a clean shot?
Yes, he can. So these are huge scars.
Yes.
And at first they were uncomfortable. They were uncomfortable to me, myself. I was like, okay. I used to cover them. And then I reached a point and I was like, but actually these are beautiful. These show what I have overcome.
Right.
If I survived this, then I can survive anything. And that's one of the reasons why, like most of the amputees I have met, when they are still in the hospitals, when you meet them, their legs will be open like this. Even those we have met later through the organization, you'll find them now, ladies putting on very short dresses. They don't care about the legs.
Yes.
And that's why it is funny, like when you're walking on the street, because people used prosthetics, but they used to hide it, like I used to, because of what the community, how the community perceives it. There are periods you would even like try sitting on a board and the guy is like, no, sigenda kutwara. But these days, even when I'm using a taxi, and I think the work we are doing and the other fraternity of persons living with disabilities and the policies in the Ministry of Gender, I think people are getting enlightened now. Because at least I will stand on the roadside waiting for a taxi, and when it comes, even when there is no front seat, you will see someone offering. And that's what we would love to see. But stigma is still there. It is still a big issue. We have gone in some communities where children with disabilities are being tied on ropes and left somewhere in the house. They don't want people to see them because, as I said, bagamba wabisirani, baliko ebikolimo, all that nonsense. So
it's a bit challenging naye munainawe kisobola okutuukako enkya. So remember bw'oba owerekereza omuntu olugalo, jjukira nti mbwe zisigadde zitunudde wuwo. So si kirungi okulengezza omuntu kubanga alina embeera gy'ayitamu. Dr. Alex, tubuulireyoko omuntu bw'abanga alina omuntu waali ewaka eyo nga yafuna akisidenti naye nga tafunanga gwe chance gy'afuna okufuna okugulu okulala okutambula, alagewa?
So okufuna okugulu kuno okutambula, there are very many workshops, prosthetic workshops in this country. Naye, like for us, what we advise as an organization, nange kenyini, with my lived experience, it's best to first sit down with someone and have a chat and talk and see all the dynamics of what you need. Let someone understand where you come from, because omuntu abeera katugeze nga mu nsozi za Kasese bw'omuwa kuno okugulu tekulina kyekugenda kukola ki, tekulina kyekugenda muyamba, naye ojja musanga ng'akola ki, ng'ayagala okugulu. So sometimes olina okusooka n'otuula n'ono omuntu, and that's what we do. Like, people reach out to us, we don't charge anything, we do this work for free. And then we work with Mulago Hospital, Mulago Regional Referral Hospital. There is an orthopedic workshop there. And the people we refer there, at least they go with a concession of getting a subsidized prosthetic. And even those who have money, we refer them to places where we believe there are people who are doing what for us we call holistic prosthetic care. Because in our experience, we have seen people go, they pay for prosthetic legs and they don't use them. Not that the leg is bad, but because this person was not mentally prepared to use the prosthetic. And that's one of the things, like how I told you, I used to hide mine. Because it made noise, it did what, I would feel pain, and people don't use it. So we also have centers we work with. We work with Mulago, we work with Katalemwa, we work with Pro Uganda, we refer some people to Kosu, those who can afford. But we also take an extra mile to talk to these centers to use the approach we think is right. Because for them, they went to school, they have the technical bit of doing this, yes, but they don't have this other extra touch of lived experience like we have as users. So we have actually been advocating and still advocating that at least every center should have a peer support counselor with lived experience. Yes, there is no training, there is no paper to present that I'm a peer counselor, but with the lived experience, I believe if every center had someone who is based there, and of course using it as well as a source of employment to people who have lost their legs, and ensure that these legs we get, we are able to use them, and we are getting the right prosthetic for the right situation we are in. For example, me, I had to get a very stable leg because I'm on my feet for long hours. And so if you don't have a stable leg, you end up collapsing. Yeah.
Doesn't it hurt where it is joined from?
That again comes back to the fitting. If it is done right, it is not supposed to give you the pain that is uncomfortable for you to use.
So if it is uncomfortable, you need fitting again?
Yeah, you need to make adjustments until you're comfortable. And some of the centers never have the patience with, and I must say this as well, some of us can be complicated sometimes, but then you need to know how to handle these patients, because we are different, we are from different backgrounds, and our mental strength is equally different. I'm working with some people who are trying to revolutionize the way this prosthetic care is done, and I have trained some of the prosthetic technicians. I sat with them in conferences and I was training them and telling them, look here, when I come to you for a prosthetic leg, I've not just come for you to replace the missing part. I need you to be able to listen to me and help me transition from having had 2 legs, then lost 1, and now getting to a new leg. So you must work with me on this. And at the end, they would tell you, some of the people who came to get legs, they were even fighting. We would have to restrain them. And that is not right.
Would you term that as psychological or
Yes, it is
like
psychological.
the stress within?
Yeah, it is psychological. It's the stress within. It's the stress you also get from the community you live in. Because if you have a very good support system, then even when you go out there, you're like, okay, I have people who have accepted me as I am. But if you don't have that, then you have it in your mind. Or if you don't have someone to talk to. And like in our community, someone will call you and start telling you all these stories of how they are being treated at home, how they are being treated in their communities. And what we usually do is we organize and go there in our shorts and go in the community and start talking to these people. And we even talk to young kids in schools because some of them they are very, very inquisitive, and we have had kids who were being bullied because they didn't have legs, and that changes like a lot. So if we continue doing that, I think even psychologically people will be empowered.
Okay. Neyanzike Dr. Alex. Nga bwe tumaliriza programu, Dr. tubuulire mmwe ng'ekitongole ekiyamba abantu, ki kye mutegeseeyo abantu babasangewa, tuwe ku nnamba y'essimu. Omuntu ayinza okuba ng'akulabye leero nga yandyagadde okujja okuyambibwa. So tubuulireyo if you have any activities ze mutwala mu community oba omuntu abasangewa, so that tumanye wa tusobola obbasanga.
So first of all, I think I will start by saying nga 24 February we are organizing our peer support camp. Peer support camp lwelukungana lw'abantu tuyita, we call all the people who have lost their legs, those that have gone through the organization to get the services we provide, even the new ones, even those who have lived with the disabilities for a long time. Tubayita ne tukunganira mu kifo kyekimu, then ne tuyambagana ne tukubaganamu ebirowoozo, we exchange ideas, we talk about the challenges, we bring in the orthopedic technicians, the orthopedic surgeons, we bring in people with financial backgrounds to train us on how to better ourselves financially, and we sit down and go through all this. And we do that because along the way as we work with these people, you get to understand the challenges they face. Okay. And usually people reach out to us on our phone numbers, for example, on 0782 190 582, 0782 190 582, and 0753 44 9266. Okay. Those are the mobile numbers you can reach us on. If you have anyone that lost their leg and they are not dealing with it in the right way, you think they will need someone to talk to, we are always available. At least now our network has grown. Even when you're outside of Kampala, we have someone that can come to you. If you have had a prosthetic fitted and it is not working, we know how to work with the providers and make sure that you get the right thing you're getting. And yeah, and if you think you have a community that you think needs to hear our message, that needs to have us talk to them, we are also available, because among other things we do outreaches to ensure that the communities got to understand, have the knowledge about the disability life, and try to eliminate stigma. Yes.
Thank you so much, Dr. Alex, for that kind word and that amazing story of giving hope to the people out there who are hopeless or who have lost hope. Munango omulabi waffe omulungi tutabuddemu Oluganda n'Oluzungu kubanga kibadde necessary okujjayo kiki kye tubadde tubagamba. Sigenda kweyongerayo naye abantu bano beetaaga sapooti yaffe ate naawe kisobola okutuukako ne weetaaga obuyambi bwabwe. Ngenda kubasiibulira wano naye nja kubazza omulundi omuwala batubuulire ebintu bye bayitamu okugezako okumanyisa abantu mbu obubenje buno bwetaaga okukomebwako. Kyensobola obagamba kiri kimu: drive safe, keep safe on the road, let's avoid accidents that can be avoided.
Yeah.
Sula bulungi, weebale kwekuumira ku Salamu TV. Weeraba.